page turners, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Matthew, the man with a hat who reads. And today we're talking about something a little different. We're talking about a picture book. Now, I typically don't talk about children's picture books that much on the channel, but this one just felt like one that was applicable to talk about this time of year. It's one I wanted to talk about for a while. And seeing as we're in the fall season, the spooky Halloween season type stuff, it seemed like the fitting time to talk about Arthur Geisart's Pumpkin Island. Now I purchased this in 2021, I believe. Yes, 2021, published in 2018. So it's not like it's been a huge thing in my collection for a long time. So you're probably wondering, why did you buy a picture book called Pumpkin Island? Well, it's a fun story. So the author-illustrator Arthur Geisart moved to my hometown sometime in 2018, 2016, somewhere in there. Probably 2016, somewhere in there. And was inspired so much. He had done a lot of different children's books and illustrated books in the past. He was inspired to write one set in the town. And so he wrote and illustrated this book about a flood that comes up, washes a pumpkin down the river, it smashes on these rocks, and then grows into pumpkin vines that take over the whole town. And yes, it's inspired by my hometown. So the illustrations are produced from copperplate etchings, and they're hand printed and then hand colored using watercolor. So you get a really interesting style. But like I said, it's literally illustrations, if I can get a good picture look of it, of my town. You see this building right here with the little step coming down? That's the back side of the movie theater where I work. As on the next page, you see the main street. And I don't know if you can see it in there or not. It's over here. That's the marquee on the front of the theater where I work. So yeah, that's the main street of my town. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. It's really kind of cool. And like I said, the whole gist is that these vines take over and there are just pumpkins everywhere, as opposed like on these next pages here. Sorry, it's really hard for me to like get the whole picture in frame where you can actually see it, because it's such a wide book, but it's just a fun book. If you have little kids and they like the Halloween season, trick-or-treating and pumpkins and stuff, they'd probably like this. It's just also really cool seeing like parts of my town, the place I have spent my whole life, illustrated in such a way. I mean, I'm trying to find another good looking page that I can show you like some of this stuff. I mean, there's just a lot to like here's like another view of the street, opposite side of the street from where I live, here towards the back of the book. All the pumpkins all set up and lit up and everything. I'm not going to tell you everything that happens in this little children's book. I'm not going to show you every page because it's just a really, really fun little book. Well, it's thin, but it's not really little. But it's cool because, like I said, it's my hometown, and that's just kind of fun to see your hometown illustrated in a book that went out all around the world, most likely. And so that's really kind of cool. He did write a couple other ones set in the area. He had one about the big bad wolf getting its comeuppance. There's a third one he was working on, and I haven't heard anything if that's still happening or not. So I don't know. He's well up in age. I don't know. He might not be getting he might not get that last one out there. I don't know. But yeah, award-winning children's book author Arthur Geisart has been creating etchings and hand-coloring them for picture books for close to 40 years. Geisart, who grew up in Los Angeles and learned to etch at the Otis Art Institute, has spent his entire adult life in the Midwest. He now lives on Main Street in Elkader, my hometown. So that's kind of cool. A lot of his stuff has been exhibited. It says the Art Institute of Chicago. Recent years, he's also published The Giant Seed and Thunderstorm, which exists in a spectacular accordion edition that is 415 inches long. Oh, I don't have that one. I have to look into that one. So it's just a fun read for this time of year. If you have little kids that like pumpkins, I recommend it. You can get this thing on Amazon and wherever else you probably buy books, but it's a fun one. I highly recommend it. And that's the video. I just kind of wanted to share this book, and it's not the typical video I put out, so I'm sure if you watched this all the way to the end, put a little pumpkin emoji in the comments or something, just to prove you watched it. So what do you guys think? Was this a fun kind of video? Should I do more with like picture books, talking about them a little bit? I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep turning pages.